Hey, Glasgow Movie Addict here. Today I'm going to talk to you about the film I watched last night at the cinema. It was a advanced screening of a film that's released today, the 17th of February. It's called The Son, and it's directed by Florian Zeller, who previously done a film called The Father, which is one of my favourite films of 2021 with Anthony Hopkins in it. The Son stars Hugh Jackman as Peter, who's a busy man, works in the city and does campaigns for politicians. Although it's not entirely explained what exactly he does for a living, but he's a very busy man at work. He lives with his girlfriend, her partner, played by Vanessa Kirby, her partner Beth, and their newborn baby Theo. Now, Peter's world is disrupted further when his ex-wife Kate, who's played by Laura Dern, turns up to talk about their son Nicholas, who's played by Zen McGrath. Nicholas is a troubled teenager, and he's been skiving school. Now, things unfold after this, but I want to just say to you that this review that I'm going to be doing is going to be containing some spoilers. I'm going to be talking about this film, about its themes. So if you want to watch this film and don't want to know what happens, then my advice is go and watch the film and then come back and watch this review. You have been warned. So this film tackles a very difficult subject matter, and right at the start of the film, when they do the 15 certificate and they say that it contains mental health theme, contains suicide, contains bad language. I knew it was going to be there was going to be a sort of mental health theme to it. So Hugh Jackman, it is Florian Zeller. I'll talk to you about Florian Zeller now. He did a film called The Father a couple of years ago, which starred Anthony Hopkins, and it's one of the best films at talking about dementia, tackling the subject of dementia, and the mental health, physical health impacts it has on a person. Well, this film talks about depression. It talks about the mental health stigma and mental health problems of acute depression, and how it reveals itself in many different forms. But the story is told from the point of view of Peter. It's told from the point of view of Hugh Jackman's character, whose son got severe depression, and it's how the family cope. It's a very well layered film, in my opinion. I think it was. I really got into it. I thought Hugh Jackman was a really good actor in it. There's chat about him at the awards. I thought he played the role brilliantly, a very serious role. Man who's also tries to, is so busy at work, doesn't spend much time with his own family, and then to compound him, he has to spend time with his son from his ex-wife. And it's how it talks about how the divorce, how that's affected them, and how that's affected the son, and all sorts of things. But there's some really decent scenes in it, where Zen McGrath, who plays Nicholas, is really good in it as well. It's about depression and how he would lie and say that everything's okay, and then it's about the denial stage, and the father, Hugh Jackman's character Peter, thinks that his son's recovering and that he's much better, he's better now, and that, but it's not the case, and it really sort of hits home the horror, the nastiness of the disease, and the illness, and it touches on mental illness and how people, how it takes control of people, and how it's so difficult to control. Now, I admit I'm not a parent myself, but people who are parents of children, I would recommend this film to especially. And I think if any parent has experienced mental health in their child, this film sort of does a very good job of highlighting that. Now, looking at some of the reviews on Google, this actually gets quite a low rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was actually really surprised about that because I did really enjoy the film. Um, there isn't any shocks in it. There is an impending sense of dread that things are gonna go from bad to worse. I know that Florian Zeller doesn't do happy films. He doesn't do comedies. I knew this was going to be, it's a really sad film, really sort of tragic film in the end. And overall, I did enjoy it. I thought it was a really good film, and I thought it was quite hard hitting, and I think it really sort of hits home the subject of mental illness and the subject of depression in young people, and in teenagers, and the difference between like just typical teenager problems and proper, the acute depression which Nicholas is eventually diagnosed with. And there is a really harrowing scene towards the end where the doctors are recommending that he stays in hospital for treatment, but Nicholas is begging to go home, and then it's like one of those situations that's so heartbreaking for the parents because it's like, well, what do you do in that situation? Um, do you take your son out of hospital and put them at further risk, or do you keep them in hospital and seem to be abandon them? But it's really, really sort of, he's a really good, the character of Nicholas is very good at sort of pretending that he's better, and oh, I'm much better now, and it's I was doing it for attention, and how horrible an illness that really is, and how it can take control of you and really sort of con you, if you like, and con people into believing that they're okay. And ultimately it's tragic. It's a really sad film. Now, if you like The Father, I do think The Father was a better film overall, but unlike what a lot of people think, I think The Son is very good. I think Hugh Jackman is very good in it. As an actor, I think Zen McGrath's really good. The acting's good from Vanessa Kirby and Laura Dern as well. Um, I would recommend this film. I was gripped throughout. Enjoyed it. I think it really talks about depression. It's a sad film. There's some really harrowing bits in it when Nicholas's character comes out with some really hard hitting monologues. He says things like, I can't bear life. I can't bear what I'm going to. Life's just getting me down. There's some really, really sad scenes where you kind of really feel for the character. Um, I would give this film an 8 out of 10. I did enjoy it, but let me know what you think. Comment below. It's called The Son. It's out on the 17th of February, starring Hugh Jackman, directed by Florian Zeller, and I will speak to you on the next review. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.